Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and we're back again with our red-white Goblins list. So we're currently on a pretty good winning streak at the moment, so let's see if we can continue that on with the next game. So without further ado, let's get into that matchup, and I'll see you there. Alright, let's be on the play. We've got a 2-lander with Prospectors, and Prism Realm's perfectly castable. Yeah, I really like this hand, actually. Everything's castable in it, thanks to the Prospectors. And yeah, let's do this, shall we? Let's go Mountain Prospector. No reason to shock ourselves just yet, if we don't need the mana. Could end up finding our 1 planes, and therefore it doesn't matter. Rad Destiny and some more Hollowed Fountains shenanigans. Great. Woo. Alright. Could be not Esper Control. There's a chance it's not Esper Control, and in which case I'm going to actually continue recording. No, it's Esper Control. Alright. Well, let's... What do we do? Do we even continue playing? I guess we do all the way up until the fact that they kill us. That seems like a reasonable thing. Alright. Yeah, I'm trying to feature close to maybe 1% of the matchups being Esper Control in my life right now, because it's honestly... It shows up so much it's hurting my mental health, and that's not actually a joke. I really, really hate this deck. So, yeah, we'll see. Gonna take Rad Destiny, no doubt. They could take Prism Realm if they're planning on dropping down to Fairies anytime soon. But yeah, Rad Destiny's the immediate problem, since it just basically doubles all my power on board. And they need to work their way up to that Cry the Carnarium in their hand. Another War Boss. Alright, well, since I very strongly believe they do actually have a board wipe here, we're just going to continue with the board state as it is. And use Heartfire as a bit of a response tactic to that eventuality. We're currently, like, really threatening them here anyway, so, yeah, they're just digging through counters that don't do anything. And that's game. Oh, good. Yeah, I might feature this one after all. Alright, so Immortal Sun's coming in, Banefire's coming in. We already know what we're doing with this one because we've done it a million times before. Bringing in 1 Tribunal, we're going to go down the Heartfires, since they don't really hit anything except for Thief of Sanity. And Prison Realm and Conclave Tribunal just do that anyway. Go down the Volley Veterans for pretty much a similar reason, it's just a 4-mana 4-2 a lot of the time. And Krenko goes down because we can't guarantee that he has haste, and he could just die to a Moment of Craving. So, yep, that's essentially the sideboarding done. We could maybe see Chandra being a thing. I just don't know where she'd fit, is the thing. So, yeah, we did perfectly fine with this kind of combination. I guess I could go down the Whirly Boys for a Chandra. Yeah, we just have to rely on Prospector and Wily Goblin to make sure that we can get to these spells and cast them quite early. If we can get down like a turn 2 or turn 3 Chandra, it's going to be pretty sweet. Turn 3 Chandra, I think, is the earliest, actually. You know, 3rd turn, drawing 2 cards every turn. Against a deck that probably has removed a fair bit of its removal for Planeswalkers. Alrighty then, we have a Goblin hand. Turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, essentially. I'm not sold on this one. Similar to the last time, because it doesn't really have interaction for control, but last time it went well, so let's see if this one will. Ooh, Vanquisher's Banner is not bad. Not bad at all. Tap land, and we got Banefire. Alright, so we're kind of drawing a lot of must-answer threats. Which is a good thing, to be honest. We're only 1 mana short of casting half of these things as well, so... In the case of War Chief, he will cost reduce the Siege Gang Commander, so That will be able to come down next turn if it's left unattended. See if that ends up happening. Looks like a Moment of Craving or a cast down here. Certainly wasn't a counter spell. Yeah, there's the cast down. Alright, so no turn 4 Siege Gang, but that's fair enough. I don't think I'm too bothered by that, because I imagine Siege Gang's going to get Thought Erasured out of my hand anyway. Maybe they took out the discard, it's probably for the best, honestly. Narset.
I have practiced to hone your prowess.
Well, that upsets my Vanquisher's banner. It really does. So I think we're just going to go head off over to Narset.
So much commotion.
And we know about Dovin's veto now, so we do need to make sure that that is taken care of. Maybe they tap out here and then we can resolve the banner. Otherwise, we'll just lead off with a Siege Gang commander since it can't be countered by veto. Omnixless is Cruelty, okay. And Krenko. Ooh. I think it's Siege Gang. Just go wide. It could be a mistake to go after Narset, but I want my greed.
You could use some training.
So we could see Cruelty coming down on Siege Gang here. Seems like the play. Ah, they just got Kaya's Wrath. Alright. We have a Chandra, though. Oh yeah, we want Chandra down.
You want to go, tough guy?
And we got ourselves a land off of her. And no 2-player, so let's just pass it over. Let's find out if our opponent even has any more removal for a Chandra here. Got the Vraska's Contempt. Alright. Worth a try, right? Worth a try indeed. Well, we've got War Chief into Krenko, who has haste. So that's pretty nice. And let's do... They're both 2 damage in the end. Let's go face, Narset. Sweet.
My mind needs a rest.
Alright. And pass over. Yeah, they could have had Contempt. I've seen a lot of people running D-Spark now over like Contempt, since it's just cheaper. But the life gain is quite relevant on Vraska's Contempt, and of course it is kind of a catch-all for the most part. Takes Vanquisher's banner. Yeah, we've been trying to work towards that, but wasn't meant to be. Let's just see if we can push through enough damage to make this Banefire lethal. 2, 3, 4. We can play both Siege Gang and War Boss here. That is disgusting. Do we want to do that, though? Into another Kaya's Wrath, potentially. We're going to deal 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then X-Fire. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I mean, it's just lethal. Yeah, so let's do it. All hasty threats. We get a Mentor on a War Boss. Get swinging. It's a shame one of these Goblins isn't a Prospector, because then we could just sack and win on the spot, but yeah, apparently Esper Control. Get out of here. Alright, well, it's 200% win rate on Esper Control. That's pretty good, right? Okay, 3-lander with a Prospector and 2 enchantments to fire off. Yeah, this hand's pretty good. Not knowing what we're up against, though, is sketchy, but Steam Vents bodes well, I guess. Is this gonna be like Drakes, Wizards, some sort of control deck? Yeah. It's fine, I guess. This hand's still fairly aggressive. We've got answers to Planeswalkers and Niv Mizzet if that comes up. I don't really need this Radiant Destiny, though. That's not really serving me much good here. As weird as it might sound to some. Oh. Looks like a wilderness reclamation deck. These colours basically only that these days. Alright, well, let's just go War Boss. I imagine it's going to get countered. It did not, though. Yeah, we're in best of 3, so, I mean, Nexus of Fate does exist. Opponent missed the opportunity to avoid the War Boss token there. And no use for the extra mana, so just let that go. Pretty good. Alright, 2 damage. That could actually make all the difference in the world, honestly. Little incremental pieces of damage against a Wilderness Wreck deck. It's very important. So, opponent 3 cards in the yard so far. 4 now. Need to get up to 7 in order to flip. And there's Wilderness Wreck. Okay. So, Prison Realm, not really here to deal with Wilderness Reclamation, but we do have Conclave Tribunals in the sideboard for it instead. Where do we go from here? We could do the Radiant Destiny. It's looking a little bit more like the kind of matchup for it. We want fast damage as much as possible. Could do Chain Whirler though. Swing in for 2, see if we can get like a Lightning Strike out of them or something like that. I want to be able to push the advantage on this Wilderness Reclamation, because as soon as Search flips, that's probably when the game is over, so it's 3 cards in their yard away from defeat here. So they let that go. We're going to go Chain Whirler. The turn after is probably going to be Radiant Destiny onto this board state. Okay. Fair dues. Running counters in the main. And tap land go. So we can swing for 2 next turn, play Siege Gang Commander off of the Goblin if we don't draw a land. Or we can go Radiant Destiny and just swing for 4. Not entirely sure which way the correct line is here, because they're at 5 now. Basically, we're 2 turns off of losing, so we want to be trying to finish them off in that time. Vanquisher's Banner doesn't really aid me towards that. I think we go swing for 2, play Siege Gang. Turn after that, Radiant Destiny. Swing for a lot. I'm trying to get this as like a surprise kind of you're dead kind of card. Treat it more as an anthem, less than a Lord effect. Alright, this is a risky play. If they've still got more counters, then we've just lost a creature for nothing. Yup. Alright. Can't really afford not to, though, to be honest. Niv Mizzet into the yard, and that's a flipped as Canter with Wilderness Reclamation in play, and that's probably game. This does look like more of the Niv Mizzet Expansion Explosion style deck, though, so maybe we're not actually playing against Nexus of Fate at all. If we're not playing against Nexus, then there's a chance that we actually do have a better board presence. So, floats as Canters. Overfloats. Okay. We might have the Expansion Explosion here. Yeah, they're not using Expansion, so as Canter, so they have Expansion Explosion, and that will win them the game. Do the math. It's not enough to kill us, but it is enough to win them the game on sheer card advantage alone. Looks like they're leaving up Sinister Sabotage and not going for the full Expansion Explosion. Are they going after my Skirt Prospector with the damage? Sure. Doesn't really make a difference. I'm not sacking the Prospector there because it doesn't matter. It has 2 legal targets, so we can't make it fizzle by sacking Prospector. Intergrowth Spiral. And I'm just going to scoop this one up. We're not immediately dead, but we are as good as dead, unfortunately. There's nothing we can do to come back from that. Alright, bring in the Tribunals. We want to bring in... we just don't quite have the pieces to take care of Niv Mizzet. We don't need to worry about artifacts. 4 damage, 4 damage. All of that sucks. We'll get rid of the Heartfires for the same reason. Volley Veteran's going to be our main way of dealing with Niv Mizzet, Tribunal, and Prison Realm. Also, I guess, as well. Banefire seems useful. Can work our way up to that using our creatures. And what card do we want to go down? Chain Whirler seems really weak. Just doesn't do anything. It's just a 3/3 for 3 that deals 1 damage. I think that's how we want to run this one. Chemisters can be hit with Ashes, but it's just such a weak play. Immortal Sun, I don't think that hits enough. They could bring in Planeswalkers, but I think if they're running Planeswalkers, we've got bigger problems. Yeah, I think we just have to run it like this. I could see Heartfire being useful, to be honest, as a kind of redirect to a Lightning Strike, but I just don't know what I'd go down here that is better. I think it's just strictly making the deck worse by bringing in Heartfire. We've got enough answers to get the job done. Radiant Destinies are kind of our extra damage slot. I think Radiant Destinies would be the only thing that I would go down to play a Heartfire. So we want to play first. We got a 3-lander. And yeah, we'll take this hand. See what we can do with it. Volley Veteran for Niv Mizzet. There's Conclave Tribunal. Alright, so it's just going to be Sacred Foundry tapped, swing for 1. I'm not going to sack Prospector to play the Lightning, Legion Warboss, because it could just get Lightning Struck next turn anyway. Probably will. Imagine my opponent's brought in like Shocks and Lightning Strikes and Lava Coils post sideboard, so this matchup gets a whole lot worse, I would say. So Sulphur Falls. And yeah, they're just passing to hold up and removal. It's not a great deal I could do to play around it, to be honest, so I'm just going to have to go for it. Hope that we can get that 1 token in again by our opponent not holding full control. Yeah, they learnt their lesson. It looks like, anyway. Yep. Lesson learnt. Charm. Again, we've got no reason to crack there. We have no mana. Capable plays here. Hit you for 1. Wilderness Wreck decks, though, they traditionally just prey on decks like mine. So I'm not really surprised that we're losing here. You know, they run fogs a lot of the time to deal with creature decks. I'm sure they've brought a few in. We do have Vanquisher's Banner here. I actually might sack Prospector to play it. They're at 21, so I'm going to need to go wide as quickly as possible, and I think Banner's the best way that I can go about doing that. I can still Tribunal if they play Wilderness Wreck next turn, or if they play anything else. Let's just do it. Banner on Goblin. I have to otherwise wait for another land, which is not a guarantee. It just never shows up when you want it to, so I'm not going to rely on it. Joke. It's all a funny little joke to this game. Alright, well, let's just do Volley Veteran. We know it's going to get countered. We saw like 17 different sabotages from our opponent in game 1, so there's no reason why my opponent doesn't have it now. It's all blue based here. So let's just bait out with the card that doesn't matter. We have Tribunal all ready for Niv Mizzet. Yeah. Can't help themselves. Gotta go for the Sinister Sabotage there. We drew Radiant Destiny, which is pretty grim. Alright. Well, it's probably Siege Gang next turn. Yeah, let's just play Siege Gang. Getting some really awful draws. Opponent with the Sabotages. Really good draws. Gonna be, what, 5 cards now if this availing? Yup. We got a volley veteran. Okay. Well, tap land go. No wilderness reclamation from them yet. So we could say that's good for us. There's Bane Fire. Well, volley veteran. Prison Realm's not too bad. And just say go. We're trying to build up a critical mass of goblins here so that we can use Bane Fire. As soon as we find Skirt Prospector, that's going to be a nice little line towards that plan. Other than that, though, this is pretty unwinnable. 9 times out of 10, I would say. It relies on our opponent not drawing very well. And this looks like an expansion explosion. Opponent's doing the math. This is usually a good indicator that you've lost. Because even though the expansion explosion will not directly kill you, it is card advantage nonetheless. Our opponent's is going to destroy my volley veteran. Goblin, just waiting for combat for no reason at all except for to just dash my hopes of winning this game. Just finishing my tea before it goes cold. Opt. No Niv Mizzet yet. It's very strange. Growth Spiral. It's very strange, but very welcome all the same. That being said, he's essentially tapped out if he does play Niv Mizzet. And we have several ways of dealing with him. There's Wilderness Wreck. We have a Conclave Tribunal for that. I'm sure they have a Sinister Sabotage for that. Let's find out. Wily Goblin. There's no way they counter this. Unless they're very, very silly. Alright. But the Tribunals, they are very much counterable. Can we take it out? Ooh. Lazotep plating's the only thing stopping that from happening. And we managed to get it. Not too bad. Alright. Yeah, of course. Why counter it when I have all of my other reclamations in play? And we draw our Sacred Foundry. Let's just try to take care of it again. Wow. What is your hand? It's got to be like jam-packed full of cantrips or something. But I don't know why you wouldn't cantrip in response to try find the counterspell there. They could have the other 2 Wilderness Reclamations, I suppose. Gift of Paradise. Okay, back up to 20. We're here for the long game, though. We have this Banefire, Prison Realm for Niv Mizzet. And we're trying our hardest. Trying our damnedest to create a critical mass here. But we just keep hitting lands. Oh my god. They're not the worst, but when I'm trying to chain and be mana efficient, it's really bad. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. X10 on the Banefire right now. So, I mean, we could technically have lethal right here. Let's swing for 9, see what we can do. Can we get a free game out of them? Or have they got some life gain? Cannonade. One of them's a pirate. Gotcha. Double cannonade. Alright. Pretty good. Now we know about cannonade, and we need to play around it. So let's build up another critical mass of goblins if we can. No, we hit lands again. Oh dear. Well, at least we know our opponent is really struggling to deal with what we've got here. They're a top deck away from victory, I suppose. But we already have the win established here that they need to deal with. Life gain or fogs. Lava coil, does that do it anymore? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, it does not do it anymore. Rad Destiny. Alright, they're at 11. 12 you. What have you got? Nothing. Alright. Wow. Yeah, we definitely only won that because our opponent could not draw at all. We could have won a lot quicker by drawing better, but we were also drawing pretty crappily, to be honest. Yeah, as crap draws go, we were struggling. Is Chandra worth bringing in? We know they're running lava coils now. It seems like a card that they struggle to actually deal with once it resolves. I want to try it out, actually. Let's try it over. I want to try it over. Volley Veterans, perhaps? This might be the Krenko again. I hate that I have to cut Krenko. I think it just goes to show his playability, though. It's so niche when he's good. He could be good here, but we know our opponent's running cannonades now. So I think he has to go down. Chandra, though, we know is very hard for him to deal with. An expansion explosion, if they deal damage to Chandra, they're going to deal damage to themselves as well, equal to those loyalty counters. And we know we have to go for a long game here. So just baiting out our opponent's counter spells is going to be the key here. Alright, 3 lands. Not really good spells, though. Can I keep this? I really don't want to mulligan into a 1-lander and just lose because I hit the mulligan button. That's the bit that really makes me sad. But I could lose by hitting the keep button as well, so it's really, really bad. I have nothing to bait out my opponent's counter spells with. I'm going to mulligan. Not completely punished. This hand's not great without 3rd land. This is Chandra. We'll keep Chandra. Because I want to test her out in this game. I don't think we're winning. But this is me testing, we'll call it. And I'm hopeful, yes, that we'll draw our 3rd land anyway. Alright. So, it's probably going to be bait with the Radiant Destiny. Oh. No need to bait at all. So where do we go from here? I'm going to play one of the cards that I want to resolve. There's no reason to bait with like Radiant Destiny, and I think that's exactly what that card is to me here. I think it's maybe Warboss. It demands being answered. Gets a Goblin in play, so we have something to show for it. Warchief is really nice at cost reduction and haste, and I imagine my opponent's first burn spell is going straight on this Warboss. Oh wow. Well, this is a Radiant Destiny right here. Shivan Fire. Alright. Yeah, it just demanded our opponent answer it immediately. So, the first Radiant Destiny guarantees that Cannonade alone is not enough for any of our 2 toughness creatures. So, Siege Gang Commander survives, Volley Veteran survives, Warchief survives, that kind of thing. Also, Vigilance later down the line, you never know, could be a thing. Probably not, though. Not unless they're running, like, Biogenic Ooze, which is, like, the creature of choice for Reclamation decks. I'm guessing not so much, Reclamation decks that run Niv Mizzet, but here we are. Alright, so Warchief, the bait spell, if it resolves, we got an Instigator as well. So I want to fight through these counter spells to resolve Chandra. I've got no idea how many they're going to have, though. So I could try for it next turn, knowing that I've got one out of their hand, but if they've got two, I'm going to be very upset about that. Land. Yeah, this is too much of a control-y position for my liking. Bait spell again. They might let that go because of Cannonade. Maybe I should have gone with Veteran. Yeah, I think they've got Cannonade. God, why can't you be pirates? Oh, just Shiv and Fire. Interesting. Chemisters dump a land. I'm gonna go for Chandra next turn. It's not gonna be a better line than now, I think. Unless they're going Niv Mizzet here. And in which case I need Prison Realm in play. Ral. Ral with 3 mana open.
Ooh, let's see what we got.
So we're going to attack Ral, which will use that 3 mana for removal spells, most likely. Dumps a Lava Coil, so yeah, they've got removal in hand. Cannonade or whatever. And then we'll drop down Chandra. There's no way they let this happen. Yep. Cool. And then Chandra.
It's my turn. Let's light it up.
Wily Goblin into the trash. We have the Prison Realm for the Ral. We just need to find our window to actually cast it.
Hope we get something good.
It might just be now. Is now the best time? Ah, I should have ticked up. That was silly of me. Yep, that was really silly of me.
It's you burning.
God. Such a weirdo, Chandra. Such a weirdo. Ultimate at 8. Let's go with Siege Gang. Yep. Alright, Prison Realm's getting better and better. I need to remember to tick up Chandra as the first thing that I do every turn. It's just muscle memory I haven't built up yet.
Because the other one's going bye-bye.
Alright, so we lose if Ral ultimates next turn. We're still in the game if we can actually resolve this Prison Realm, though. So if our opponent does have a counterspell, they want to make sure that absolutely that happens. So tick up. I would love to see another Prison Realm.
It's gonna be bad for you.
Oh, 1 mana short. Play Prospector. That resolved. I think I just straight up have to go for it, right? Come on. Come on. Oh, it's so tense. I think they've got it. Timer rolls down. This is a slow roll at its finest. Maybe they've got... They don't have it. They're digging. Oh, no. Oh, this is getting so tense. It's hurting my feelings. Oh, please. Oh. Maybe Blink of an Eye is still a possibility, I guess. But other than that, it looks like we might have reset the Ral. Come on. It's not over yet. No, don't highlight my Prison Realm. No! Oh my god. Yeah. Alright then. We get a scry for a land. Yeah, Ral's ulting. Nothing we can do about that. Whenever they play a spell, it deals 4 damage to any target and they draw 2 cards, so they're gonna go off next turn. God damn top decks.
This experiment has shocking repercussions.
Well, we stole a game from them. We almost stole a match from them. Going after my Chandra to stop her ulting. I wasn't going to ult her next turn anyway, but sure.
Time to fight fire with fire.
I will deal 4 damage to you. If they cast one more spell, Chandra's dead as well. Yep, let that happen. It's on the cast trigger anyway with Ral's emblem. So even like sacking Prospector there and making it fizzle, it's just not going to do it. Alright.
No amount of science is gonna fix this.
3 damage to you. Down to 9. And then into the Wilderness Reclamation. It's kind of a guarantee at this point. Let's be honest. We do technically have War Chief into Veteran. If either of those could live to swing, it's a lot of damage. But, yeah, Sinister Sabotage. Draws 2. This is for 4. 23 cards. I'm sure Niv Mizzet's in their hand right now, and there's nothing we can do about it. So, pass the turn. Cannonade, just to redraw and deal damage. Yeah. I don't think there's a chance in hell we live through this. It's too many cards. You need to cast 3 of them to win. Ah, that sucks. It's not a matchup that I think we can win, though. So, at the end of the day, taking a game from them and almost taking a second one, that's something to be proud of, I think. I don't think we could have played it any better. Yeah, and that's lethal right now, right? 6 plus the 4 and the other 4. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So close. Yep, hits us for 4, hits us for 3, and that's game. Womp, womp, womp. Maybe this deck could tech a little bit more against Wilderness Wreck. I don't know, though. Maybe like 2 Prism Realms in the main and a Conclave Tribunal, and at least you've kind of got an answer to it for game 1. It's possible. Anyway, there's something to think about in the future if you guys end up playing this deck as well. So I'm probably going to keep tweaking it. As I mentioned in the first video, it is kind of my pet deck, so I keep tweaking it as I go along. Just recently changed it up for War of the Spark though, so still a lot of pieces that are probably not in the right spot right now, but Chandra was really good there. She could have almost finished my opponent off. Yeah, there was an extra 7 damage on the ult to draw 7. Rebuild would have been a problem for them, and if they'd have just lost that Ral, I think there's no way in hell that they were going to win that matchup. So, really close one. Hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. If you did, then be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for some more content in the future. If you did enjoy this matchup and you want to see an extra one, I do offer as a reward for Patreon subscribers and Twitch subscribers as well, a 4th video of every weekly series, as well as occasional votes on what deck we will play in the future. I imagine I'll be able to put one of those up pretty soon as well. So if that's something that interests you and you want to support the channel, then go right ahead. It's completely optional, but I do greatly appreciate anybody who decides to do so. Thanks very much for watching though, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.